Hello guys, welcome back to another live stream. It's the 19th of November, so it's Saturday, and we are going to do another weekly market analysis. So looking for next week, what key levels I may be looking at, some good opportunities or not, and what happened last week as well. So going to cover a little bit of that. Next week, I think it's going to be Thanksgiving Day already, next Thursday, so it's going to be, expect volatility or liquidity in the market around Thursday, especially in the afternoon. Then Friday usually actually it's quite busy with Black Friday. But you see good movements in there. We are basically 1 month and a half away from the end of the year. Most of the it's time kind of to keep doing what you're doing, but start thinking about maybe setting up some plans for 2023. Review, a lot of reviewing going on, journaling. Take a look at how well we have been performing this year, needs to change, and so on, and setting up new goals as well. This week was quite was quiet, right? There wasn't that many moves, even if you take a look at the weekly candle. So usually we cover FX, the major FX. I always start with the dollar index because it gives me a broader overall view of maybe what to expect from the major FX pairs. Even look at the Euro index, Yen index. Some indices, NASDAQ and the S&P mostly. Then go individually to each currency pair. I might cover some commodities if you want to. Then eventually finish a little bit with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm Zani, how are you, man? How was your week? How was your week, man? Any key levels? Let me know any pairs that you are looking for, and key zones. Maybe we can discuss about them and see. So looking at the dollar index and where we were last week, basically, when was the beginning of the week? 15, 17. Yeah, it was somewhere in here, right? So I think I remember that I mentioned that I was looking for a little bit more move to the downside on the dollar until eventually it reaches kind of this key level. So this is basically one of the last months that originated all this move to the upside. So it was fresh, this one, natural zone in there. To be honest with you, personally, I'm then still looking for price to maybe go a little bit farther down. So I've been looking for price to maybe can get closer to this 104, maybe to get below these lows actually. Can be somewhere in there or a little bit in here, just because for me this was actually already broke this low here on the left side. Expecting some reaction from here is completely natural. Eventually I would like to see some kind of compression going on until maybe we take these lows, and maybe there's opportunity to turn right around this level 104. I think it's also the highs from 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, somewhere in there. So we are approaching a good level of support resistance. I think if you even look at the weekly as well, I think it's also a good level in here that is still fresh, somewhere in there. There a little bit of a few touches in here, which is quite nice to see. And yes, that's actually one of the zones that I'm looking for the euro for the dollar, I mean, to get to. You like to look at the Dow Jones. US 30. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Dow Jones actually from the different the three indices, right? NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. And the Dow is the one that has been leading, so it's literally reacting from the top, right, from the highs in August. There's maybe a reversal in there that maybe can take a look at. And the pound yen as well, right? Yeah, I'll take a look at pound yen as well later on when you look at either yen or pound or the pound pairs. So yes, looking at this dollar, right? So good reaction. It was okay. It was hard to catch that move again. It was, I think, the spike down during the PPI news Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday in the afternoon. And after that, price basically has been just ranging in here. Spent the rest 3 days of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just basically not moving that much at all. We did broke a little bit this high in here, but now we are within this level. So yeah, just yeah, nothing much. Is this for me maybe actually the high that I would like to see being taken before looking even more for longs. We may even fake out this high then go down, or we can even now use this left shoulder since we never broke that high. We maybe use this left shoulder in there into this level. So it's going to be interesting to see how price is going to open on Monday. At this particular time, I usually look for that Monday pattern that I mentioned when I see some momentum going on Friday, and on Monday I'm expecting for price to kind of follow through in the same direction as last Friday. It's not going to be the case this time. All right, I'm not going to be really looking for that type of pattern that I've seen happening a lot during these last few weeks on Mondays. Yeah, next Monday it's going to be kind of reassessed to see how price is going to open, which levels are being respected, and then it's just going to be kind of a normal trading day in that regard, right? So what I mentioned was, yes, for example, yeah, last Friday we did move to downside, we opened in here, and my idea was to kind of carry on looking for that move to downside on Monday, as we kind of had it a little bit. Then on Tuesday, actually, it's finally when we made the final move and the turn. But yes, that's usually kind of what I look for on Mondays. At this point, we may have this level in here that may needs to be broken with the line with this kind of left shoulder in there. On the other hand, we still respected this level in here, so there's not really a break. For example, if we had broken this level, now price had moved in here, that could be a different story to look for maybe a sell. We didn't really break anything. We are respecting that level. So yeah, when price is behaving like this, which range are you looking for? Until the higher highs in end of September, or maybe even just until this 109 level? Zani, which level are you looking for? All the way until here? There are a few barriers that you still need to pay attention to. For example, we have this demand zone that it was slightly respected in the beginning, as you can see in here, right? Price kind of respected it and it went higher, but then it just got rejected, right? So in theory, this move should have been much stronger than it was. So it was not that much impact in there, even though there was still some kind of reaction. So maybe looking in here as a potential level as that may work as resistance can be an option. There are maybe a few still levels left there. Then of course, maybe reacting all the way until here could be an option as well. Yeah, could be this 109 level, right? Yeah, could be an option going all the way there. You kind of have these left shoulders in here. Price respected this the supply in there, so there's maybe some kind of even maybe KM zone in here, right? Because we actually broke the low, so we have that pattern happening. We have kind of all these left shoulders all combined until fake out, price goes. I don't know now if there's anything in here to look for. This was during the CPI data, so it's something to maybe analyze a little bit inside here to see if there's anything in there. Yeah, maybe breaking, for example, maybe breaking that these highs in here, retesting, going down and maybe going up again can be an option. Maybe I would even prefer if price doesn't really even reach this level first. So we have this level in here. If by any chance actually we do break this level, but without touching the other one, and then we kind of go down and down here. From here, maybe there could be an option to still look for longs because we do have this engulf up. However, price doesn't really feel the range straight away. Kind of it would be aligned with these lows and that low. So there's still space to go up and price maybe could do this. Or even fake out a little bit more this low and then go higher. So this low could still be faked out and then price does indeed feel this range, or then can go all the way in there. So yeah, it's something that I'll be paying attention to. If we do break this high, does it react straight away from here, or it retraces before that? Maybe somewhere in here there's going to be maybe some option to look for a sell. Maybe this has been taken, touched, maybe that level or this level in here could be something. Align it there, or maybe this one. It looks like this one never really touched in there. Yeah, but we do have that level support resistance. This looks compressed a little bit. So yeah, it's it will be interesting to see. Again, let's see how busy the week's going to be. I don't think there's going to be any major news event next week as well. I haven't really checked the calendar at this point. Yeah, it's going to be Thanksgiving on Thursday, so yeah, maybe a slow week again, or maybe some momentum, right? After it's a little bit normal, right? When you have such a big momentum during the last couple of weeks, eventually there's going to be some kind of a week that price is going to pause, kind of relax, take a deep breath before maybe continue now somewhere. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yes, this level 109 is definitely something that I have an eye on. This level needs for me to be also important. It's a level of demand that price should have respected a little bit more. We even have this left shoulder in here as well. So in theory, this actually is a quasi model in here from kind of this level. Kind of price kind of should have respected when it came back here. It respected, as I mentioned, just a bit. So there's maybe something in there to look at as well. Yeah, which actually is in alignment with that one and then that one. Yeah, eventually, for example, if you analyze in here now, the way I'll do it, the way I will do it, yes, you do have this one in there. I'll do it until here. This kind of has been taken in there. So this one has been taken by this one. Go up, and it kind of it pauses in here, and there's maybe this level in here, and then there's the other one in there. So yeah, I'll kind of start to go down. This is 15 minutes. Okay, can even go to 5 minutes or even lower to start seeing as price is breaking that level, where kind of are the fresh levels that maybe price can go and react from. Yeah, that big kind of destroys the scale of everything else. Yeah, as price is evolving. Yeah, that one was taken in there. There's maybe something in here. This level. Yeah, this one was taken as well. In here, this one took that level, even aligned with this left shoulder as well. This one already took that one. It goes. This one basically takes that one as well. Is there anything in here? Not sure if there is. We have this gap in here. This one is that one. This one take it a little bit in there. This one takes that one already, and it keep falling, right? So this one took that one already as well, and it just keep going backwards and backwards and backwards until you see which zone is maybe fresh, right? Then you can trade combine. Is there any support resistance in there? There's the 1 hour level combines as well with the lower time frame level, and you see it. When you have this wick like this, I would like to see the wick being taken, for example. If you do see a clear high in there alone, maybe that could be used for liquidity, and you do it like that. Yeah, so that's for dollar index. I could see a little bit more a move to the upside. As I mentioned, I still have an eye on the zone below these lows, but I could see price having some kind of retrace a little bit to the upside. I'm going to be interested to see how price can behave around this level. If you do fake out this double top, it's kind of a double top that you have in here. Yeah, price could use this. Price could use these highs in here now to go and collect something. 1 second, just take this away. Perfect. yeah, maybe could correct these ones to do this. Yeah, let's see. All right, so this is dollar. Yeah, let's take a look at the indices that you mentioned. NASDAQ, S&P, and the Dow Jones. Yes, just by having a quick overview of these ones, you can see that S&P, I think, is around the 61% retracement from those highs. I can actually draw it. Right, it just crossed a little bit above the 61%. NASDAQ, I think, is around the 50%. So it's still way far below comparing where everyone else is. Yeah, 50%. Just touch it. And now if you compare with the Dow Jones, that's a different story. Because, wait, not this one. It's retesting the highs already, right? So it's literally reading, comparing with the other ones in terms of this bullish retracement, because it's already here. NASDAQ, S&P is somewhere in here, NASDAQ is somewhere in here. That's where they are. So yes, in terms of maybe looking for a sell opportunity, maybe could think about doing that on the Dow Jones. Personally, I think I still see more upside on the NASDAQ and the S&P, which maybe it's Dow Jones to go higher. Yeah, are you looking for a sell in here at the highs? There was already good PI in here as price was reacting from this level. We had broken, I think even before that. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame. To be honest, this one is the one that I kind of, I don't really follow it. I follow the other two much more than the Dow. Overall, all of them, they reacted from the same level, right? When they turn in here, in end of August, the three of them, they fake out this triple top before they turned. So that's something that occurred in all of them. That was nice to see, to be honest. The fake out of this triple top and then the turn. Now, S&P, NASDAQ reacted from the supply. S&P didn't react from the supply, and Dow Jones maybe just a little bit from maybe this previous level of demand that was broken. Not sure if it really touched it in there. So maybe it hasn't really reached the final destination that these guys wanted to. Maybe it's going to be closer to the highs, and that could be a scenario. Which means that maybe there's a scenario where we could see new highs being created in here. I talked about that last week, that maybe on S&P there's maybe a chance that we can fake out this high, while on the NASDAQ maybe we can just stay underneath it, maybe respect whatever it's in there, to be respected. Yeah, you're looking for a sell, right? So we can, if you look at this left shoulder, basically the left shoulder from this high, it was taken in here straight away, right? You can see it on the way down. Price just took it after, I don't know if it broke that wall or not, but it already took it. After that, it kind of maybe created this supply in there, which is where actually price is reacting to. So what I wanted to say is there anything else in these highs that can hold price down, or this is the last supply level? And eventually, if you do break this level, there's a high chance that we might just go and eventually break the highs. I think that can happen. Of course, let me just zoom in, just start making a little bit more. Again, it's kind of a repetition every single time in terms of the analysis. Every single time you need to zoom in, you need to pay attention to the key levels that are inside these highs when the highs are created. Actually, this is a great exercise to do. I actually recommended that exercise to a few guys this week. Still drinking my morning coffee. Yeah, the exercise is exactly like this. Like, we can choose any high from the past, Can be a 4-hour time frame high, can be whatever it is, like a higher high or a low that you see that's kind of relevant. And then analyze inside here. Like take a look at what's going on in here. Two things that I recommended to do is the first part of the exercise is to analyze whatever it's like what's going on in here and try to find out which kind of fresh levels are still left behind in here. And based on that, draw a line on them or draw a rectangle, whatever you want to do, and then kind of go to the right side and try to see exactly where if price eventually reacted from your levels, right? So this is an exercise to do from historical data, so you can know straight away kind of get the answer that you're looking for, right? You don't really need to wait for price in the present to get there. So yeah, draw it. For example, maybe we have this size in here, we have this supply level, maybe there's something in here that price, so this size, right? Come on, man. Yeah, this time we've already reacted from there. Then we have this supply level. This supply level is already taken by this size. Now we have maybe this new supply level in there, which is taken already by this one. And now maybe eventually we do have this left supply level. Another key levels that you want to be paying attention to is maybe any support resistance zones that you have. Of course, if you do have any left shoulder on the left on the left side, any highs that was taken, you want to keep an eye on that. And we do have it, right? Just as we saw it, there's a high on the left side that basically also this high reacts really nicely towards there. And if you see that kind of left shoulder that kind of draw a line, becomes kind of support resistance. If you have a supply level in alignment to that one, it becomes really strong level to look for a reaction. And that's it. Yes, we do have this level of support resistance in there. Maybe price is already taken in here on the way down or in here. For example, if all these highs in here, right, these ones, they didn't occur. If price, for example, leaves this supply level, 1 second. If price has left this supply level in here and price had maybe moved away like this, leaving space between kind of these highs and the supply, there's a high probability that price would eventually go there and react from in the future. Because we already have this reaction from here, basically taking the orders from the supply. This zone becomes weaker, so we need to start looking then for the next zone underneath it, or maybe a way to still trade this level if you do have kind of a KM zone in alignment with that, right? So imagine that price creates this supply, price goes away, it creates this high in here, goes down, now it fakes out and creates like this, and now we have this KM zone in there, which becomes a really good zone for price to, we call it MPL, whatever it may be, maximum pain level for price eventually to go to. So you need to be paying attention to. So this is the first exercise. Analyze within this level. Where do you think price, where are the fresh levels in here? Draw a rectangle, draw a line, whatever it may be, and then just scroll to the right side and check if price did reacted from the levels that you draw, and if it didn't, try to see then where it reacted exactly from, right? Try to then study why price didn't reacted from the levels that you drew, but it reacted from somewhere else, some other place. And then you can even go into more detail, right? Because as you can see, we basically are looking at the 1 hour time frame at this point. Of course, if you want, just go to the 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 5 minutes, even 1 minute to actually then fine-tune precisely the zones that you are looking for. So yeah, that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is to start getting used to recognize how price moves away when it creating these high highs or lower lows, is to how could you actually start predicting that price is about to reverse from here and price doesn't want really to continue, right? So of course, it's important to find out where is price reacting to on the left side. So as well, that's important. Then maybe you want to pay attention to what kind of approach is price having towards that level. And then of course, the other point and the last point is how price is actually evolving from here and moving away from this level. And the question that you want to ask is, how could you have participated in the move, or how could you have tried to get into a short in this case with some kind of confirmation, right? Maybe if price did broke this low, not sure if it broke or not. Let's pretend that price had broken this low. to the downside, so it opens a little bit space that price wants to go further down. Yeah, natural zone to look for, it could be kind of this supply level, could even draw it like this. Yeah, just looking for them to retrace there. That could be a zone then to look for the entry with a little bit confirmation of price already breaking this level. Yeah, if you want still to wait a little bit for more confirmation, you wait until eventually now you have this one, and now price as this is no level, so you can maybe try to look for short in there, or you can also kind of maybe draw some kind of trend line, wait for the trend line to be broken, and then just join the move, whatever it may be, right? It's just the exercise of you starting to recognize how price moves away from this level, how could you have tried to enter, and eventually you start getting some ideas how price actually usually behaves around these extreme levels. So those two exercises, if you do that on a regular basis, that's going to help you tremendously to start noticing exactly the key levels where usually price reacts from. So yeah, looking at this level, as I mentioned, just as we draw it in here, it looks like almost all of it has been compressed on the way down. So compressed is kind of single supplies have been taken, where maybe this one was actually maybe one of the last zones. Aside from that, I could see price just kind of breaking through. If you do break above this compression, eventually maybe are ready to go up. You can see that these highs in here, they never really took the orders from here. So yeah, that's actually where price eventually reacted to now on the left side. So that was done in there. So how could you have tried to enter in here? Did it took this low? I think we took it. So just bear in mind. Do we take higher time frame left shoulder king as a bounce and then PI in lower time frame? Yeah, like in terms of how do you want to execute the trade, that's entirely up to you, right? Maybe some of you they may just press a sell limit order on that supply. Some other people may like to take a little bit more into consideration how price is approaching the level. What kind of PA do you see it even before on approach and then after the reaction? At this point, I don't really trade with sell limits straight away like that. I like to see the approach. I actually like to see how price is reacting in the level, right? If I do see a good approach, maybe I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive on my type of entry when price then finally is reacting from where I'm looking for. If I don't really like the approach, if I still don't see any kind of lows being broken on the way up, I may be a little bit more conservative, or I want to then see actually a proper confirmation of price turning and not just maybe reacting from the level, maybe respect the next demand and just going up, right? That's yeah. Yeah, it broke in here, right? That was the question. Yeah, that could be a good sign. Maybe price wants to go a little bit further down. This level can actually be interesting as well, where price reacted from. We have all these highs in here to be faked out, which is also something that I like to see. As price is going up with respect to this level, this demand in here is a little bit in there. I don't know if you do break something in here. If you already kind of broke something in there, it's nice. I'm not sure if price reacted already from this level. It can be a little bit of space in here, which is nice to see. And then maybe, yeah, let's see if price does this. If price does something like that, right? When it opens Monday, it could be with the scenario of maybe continuing and I don't know, targeting something else. We do have this maybe previous level of kind of structure somewhere in there. But price didn't really touch it. So I do like this engulf down, which can be a good sign. And something that I also like is actually these highs in here to accumulate a little bit of liquidity. What I don't like is kind of that we are this close already by the weekend on Monday. Maybe Mondays they are good for the reversals. I usually prefer to see reversals happening on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So on Mondays I'm always looking a little bit more for confirmation, but maybe price has been so ranging that that this could be the reaction. Price maybe can actually go down in there. So yeah, I could see that happening. Now if you take a look at the other indices, maybe they can also agree with everything that we have seen in here and maybe looking for a little bit more moves to the downside. Yeah, but the down is definitely the one trading or reading this move to the upside. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see. We do kind of break that level. Yeah, and if you do kind of react it from that level, there's a chance that we can even go a little bit farther down, right? It's going to be interesting to see. If this happens, in theory, then you may see the dollar going up, which can also be the possibility because the dollar is actually reacting from a good level. Yeah, the target, right? Target is a good question. Because we kind of already broke... Come on, man. Because we actually already kind of broke that level. Not sure if this in here is something in there. Of course, paying attention to this level in here, it's important. I don't know if you have any level of support resistance in here that can hold price. We kind of moved way too strongly with this in here. So I'm not sure if price eventually, if it is about to turn, if it is ready already to go maybe out the way until this one. Eventually I could see price going in here, taking the orders from these guys and this compression and reacting maybe somewhere from there. I don't even know why I have that line in there. It's maybe something from before. But I have this one at 31,500. Yeah, but I could see eventually I would like to see price going all the way until here. Not sure if it's already ready for that. We do still kind of have a little bit of a demand in here, some structure in there, so we'll see. But yes, now that I'm looking at this 4-hour time frame, I really like that level. Yeah, I think I like it. I think I like this level in here. We do have maybe some kind of trend line as well. Maybe that can help as well to see that trend line being taken to look for the move down. Yeah, I think so. But you can play by ear, right? You can try to, like, we are at a good level, we are at a good extreme, we are respecting those highs in there. We kind of have a good PA as price is moving away from this level. We already kind of fake out this double top, so that can already be enough. We already have kind of a double top in here, and then we fake out that level. So that in terms of collecting liquidity may be enough. Right, you have this one, and then you have this move. And now we have this level in here. And now we have all these highs as well to collect even more liquidity. Now, we did respect this demand zone, which is maybe a problem at this point. So yeah, let's see. But then you can literally play it by, we do break this low as we mentioned. Did it react from something? Not sure. Yeah, it can be a good opportunity in there, to be honest. It can be a good opportunity. Yeah, looking at this time frame, 30 minutes. Yeah, we kind of literally broke this low already, even on the way up. Something in there. Yeah, and there's even the chance that maybe price can still do this. Let's pretend that price wants to be respected somewhere in there. Yeah, price can go, kind of take it, and even after maybe taking this low, whatever demand it may be there, there's maybe a chance that price may still maybe retrace all the way here, or retrace all the way somewhere in there with these lows that we just took, and maybe there's another opportunity to look for a sell in there or in there. Even maybe after break of this, price can still retrace there before continuing, and then we may have this next level. This is a key level as well. This is the last demand that created the higher high. So somewhere in there as well, eventually in the future, when price finally turns, kind of to trade it on the right side of the V-shape move and not in the front side. So yeah, so keeping an eye then on those levels, hoping for a retrace if it's aligned into a good supply level, for example. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's a good one. Good one, man. It's a good one. S&P. Yeah, S&P for me, I think I still see it a little bit more move to the upside. However, in alignment as well with the down, it can go a little bit lower before that. It actually reacted from from that zone in there. It's a little bit in the middle. Again, it makes it harder. Maybe just to test this level of support resistance that was in here on the left side. Somewhere in there. So is it ready to go higher? It wants to go a little bit farther down before it does that. Yeah, when it's in the middle like this, it makes it a little bit harder to predict. There was maybe it was a really good opportunity in there to sell, but this is when price is closing here. You can see that these highs never reacted from that level, and we broke this low, and this low already had broken this low. That's why then I was looking for price to get closer at least to this level in here, and with the eventually possibility of price getting even further down. At this point, you kind of took this one. You'll see there's maybe some opportunities even in here. I'm not sure if there's anything in there to look for, right? And again, this one kind of left shoulder with these highs, so these left shoulders kind of have been taken as well. Maybe that's kind of a KM zone again in there. Yeah, so you want to find out some fresh levels aligned with the left shoulder. That's kind of the best what you can do. And we had this trend line as well before looking for confirmation. You look as well for the turn. Trend lines, I'm enjoying them a lot to see something to be broken then and to look for the entry. Yeah, but yeah, you see this scenario of price breaking lows, showing indication where it wants to go next, and it's about to fine-tune the key level where maybe you want to look for. This looks like it has been a little bit compressed on the way down. However, there's maybe something in there. Bigger picture. Personally, I'm looking a little bit more for room to the upside on the S&P. That it can go down first. It can go down first. You may retest this level in here first. This 4,000 level, it has been, I think, even in the past, working quite nicely a little bit as a level of support resistance, which is where we are close. So yeah, right. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, it was a nice move actually. It just fake out that high, and this is something to pay attention to every single time. So every single time when you have this fast quick spike, this was actually during the previous FOMC back in September, on the 31st of September. We may have kind of this we have shoulders in there. That's a possibility, but what you want to try to figure it out is, did the high during this fake out, did it reacted from the zone on the left side? And you can see that basically this week is fresh, right? Neither this high, neither this week or that week touch it. And if you do find that, it kind of becomes now a double top in there with a clean fresh level just above it. And this is what you want to find out. You want to find out in here. You want to find out every single time that you see kind of a big spike happening like this. Is there a chance that that spike is going to be faked out in the future, or is going to react from it? Yeah, just look for the zone, for the next zone close to it. Where was it? Where are we? Right, so we are here in this level, and we have this high in here. Price literally, did it respect it? It was just taken by a little bit of a few points in there. Yeah, you cannot basically respect, like you literally create this double top with a fresh level, just above it. Yeah, you need to pay attention to those levels. And what you can do then is actually to extend the line from this left shoulder. And more often than not, after the fake out, we're actually going to kind of react from there and go down. So kind of if you extend it, it's a great zone to look for. Yeah, so even when you are doing that exercise that I just mentioned before, analyzing the highs and so on, you want to pay attention as well to that, to know if the highs actually are about to be faked out or not, because we do kind of have this fresh level in here. But if these highs in here don't really touch the level in here, there's a high probability that can be faked out and then be used in the future. So S&P, NASDAQ, it was actually a good reaction in there. We could see maybe some retracement. It has happened already. Again, as you could see, and this is something I think we talked about before, it starts in here, right? So we go up, it pauses, we continue to go up, and then you fake out, right? So this becomes a low that can work as a target for the future. Then price just continues to go up, respects, creates all this big compression. We have that spike on Tuesday, and that's it. Price goes there and turns, and yeah, the rest is history. This one can be used as a target, and by target I mean look for the zone just underneath it, look for price to get there. Yeah, you kind of have this compression here now, and if you do find that level, identify that low, and eventually if you do catch that turn to the opposite side, I have that opportunity in there. Again, there are maybe a few levels in here that price didn't really touch it. For example, this level in here that S&P reacted to. I don't know if NASDAQ actually ended up reacting from there as well. You do have kind of this level in here, which looks like that price maybe hasn't touched it yet. Price has been just reacting from this level in here. So yeah, I think there's maybe still potential to go a little bit farther down on the NASDAQ as well before maybe continue to the upside, and that can lead also or can help the short on the Dow as well. So yeah. If fresh level, would it likely to? Yeah, if there's a fresh level in kind of just above the zone, there's a high probability that that price eventually is going to get there, right? Especially if you already have a double top in alignment with that with that thingy, as we saw it, right? It's just the probability of eventual fake out that level is quite high. Even though again it looked like it was a good zone in here to work as a key M level, kind of, or to use this left shoulder in alignment with this supply that is in there. Again, if you kind of extend that line, you can see that then price ends up reacting without these wicks afterwards from that level. However, yes, if you do pay attention that this level is still fresh and you have literally a double top created in there, yeah, there's a high probability that price can just fake out that level. So yeah, look left all the time, try to find out where it is, where price may be when you're analyzing it. But yeah, in here I can still maybe like this level. I'm not sure if price is taken or not, so that could be a good zone to look for. We do have still this level in here as well. Price could continue to go a little bit further down. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen in here. This may be in alignment. Yeah, we'll see. To be honest, we'll see. We did broke this low. At that price reacted already from here. Even touching this week on per hour, it didn't. I could see price maybe going a little bit further down. Yeah, that's basically it for the indices. Let's take a look at the Euro index. Means that the flag still have orders. In which part? Which part are you talking now? On the level that was price goes higher, creates the supply level, price retraces. Second, price retraces, doesn't touch it, price goes whatever, price comes back here, creates a double top. Which one are you talking? I'm talking about this one. This is the one that I'm going to be paying attention to at this point. When price eventually comes back again, I'll be paying attention or hope or expecting eventually for a price to fake out these guys, to go there. This is basically what happened over there on the NASDAQ. Eventually price goes there and doesn't really respect this level, even though maybe have a little bit of something in here. Price actually goes there, takes it, and now you can do this. Yeah, I'll be definitely paying attention to this level in here. Yeah, if I do see this, if I see that we have kind of this key zone in there, this important level, it can be even like this, and price doesn't touch it, I'll be keeping an eye on that one. Euro index. So we have been looking for that move to the upside. I mentioned that yeah, and next time price would break the supply. Next time price would break the supply, I could see that maybe all this could be the next target in the bigger picture. In the smaller picture, there are definitely still some levels in here that are still fresh, right? We kind of, again, do the same exercise. This has been taken in there. This has been taken in there. This one, I'm not sure if it has been taken already. I kind of can extend this one in here. This one has been taken by that one a little bit, leaving that one eventually as kind of the last one, maybe in there. You can see that this one, maybe it was a little bit above it still. You can see that price kind of reacted in here, but just a small reaction, price then dropped. And this one is the one that kind of still had a little bit of orders, price went down, touch it, and you can see, right? So there's maybe still something in there on the overtime frame that price can bounce and go down. For me personally, I will be looking for this Euro index to go and target this high in here before maybe any major reversal. Price can go down from here, price can do maybe still go upwards again, maybe reacting somewhere below this low and go upwards, but eventually I'm going to be targeting somewhere in here, somewhere above this this high. That's what I'll be looking for kind of final destination for this Euro index, which kind of lead a little bit to the Euro dollar as well. I think I still see a little bit more room to the upside on the Euro dollar. Let's see when that's going to happen. Yeah, let's see when it's going to happen. And as I mentioned as well, I think last week, eventually after even price may take the orders from these guys in here, I could still see even price going a little bit farther up towards that level, and eventually actually fake out all this. I'll take the orders from everything in here all the way to the upside. We'll see when that's going to happen. But yes, for me, all this, especially now, this next level, all these highs are in alignment. Price reacting from this level. Okay, we have all these left shoulders in here. This was a nice strong demand, so it's a key level. A little bit in alignment. This, yeah, okay, it's a good level. This 100 1000 mark in there. But yes, I'm still looking for price to go a little bit higher. We can see all this compression to the upside. Price is respecting, price doesn't really break it. We spent all weekend around that level. We actually closed now with breaking this low. Yeah, we'll see. But yes, this could be a good zone for some reaction, eventually looking upwards. Dollar, not dollar, yen index. Yen index. What are you looking at this yen index? It was a good move. Again, intervention in there. Then this was CPI, one of the strongest moves for the CPI. One of the strongest currencies that reacted during that news event 10 days ago. This is a good level. Price reacted from it. We are compressing on the way down. There's kind of this demand zone in here. Are going to look a little bit more to the upside in here, which would mean dollar yen to go a little bit farther down. I think that could be an option, but we'll see. Again, as price is evolving to the downside, it's kind of taking that one, maybe taking this one, just took this one now. Maybe there's still something in here that is still fresh, that price can react from. And something in there that is being respected. Yeah, is there anything underneath this low that can fake out and go higher, or something in there? Maybe in the overtime frame we can see that. But yeah, maybe you can see a little bit more of a move to the upside, and maybe if it respects and price goes down, or is price ready to go maybe all the way back to this level. Yeah, at this point doesn't really as clear. It's a good level where it reacted from already. So yeah, natural retracement to the downside. This one reacted from that level. Yeah, we'll see. At this point, just a one from this dollar index, from this yen index. I need to get a little bit more information. Now when I look at the individual currency, yen currencies. So let's take a look at that. Higher time frame key level can be a monster trades. You want to say with or with? Yeah, our higher time frame. If you do find those higher time frame levels, they are literally amazing. And I've been covering a little bit that topic on during the previous streams. Just analyze where, for example, I think Aussie yen reacted. Just analyze where this guy reacted from on the left side, and you'll see the massive move. You analyze where dollar franc Swiss reacted from on the left side, and you see and you may be expecting that massive move again. Is this key level in here, this supply, this highs never reacted from there. We even create then this high, so it's a massive move, especially if we are close to that higher high. For example, this could be a good example of the exercise that I mentioned. Take a look inside here. Take a look at where are those fresh levels that maybe price would like to react from. Pay attention to the zones that price didn't touch on the way down. And yeah, if those even align as well with a higher time frame, that can be massive. Yeah, that could be massive reaction. Yeah, that can be super amazing. All right, euro dollar. Here we are. Quite. Yeah, what can I say, right? It has been not the biggest of the moves this week. Again, as I mentioned last week, I was looking for euro to break these highs, to go higher, to actually kind of react from this supply level. I think that was one of the key points or key levels that I was looking for. Price still had some kind of reaction in there. In here, just before price went down, and then finally have that fake out into this zone in here. I actually had a rectangle in there. I don't remember why, but I had it. I didn't try this move. Second. Personally, again, I still look for price to go higher. You can see that this highs never really reacted from there. I'm still looking for the euro to continue to move higher. Now, it can go down before that. Okay, I still kind of like that level a little bit above it, and eventually price can even go higher if it wants to. Actually, let me take a look at the daily. Yeah, on the daily it's actually a nice zone, right? So we have this zone in here on the daily. We have these two candles, these 2 weeks. None of them kind of reacted from there, so it's actually a nice level to look for a reaction. Eventually, could go a little bit higher. It's already a good level in there. We have this previous level of structure in there as well. It was a nice level. One of the targets, kind of zones that I was looking for price eventually to reach to, as I mentioned last week, it was to get eventually to this 1018 level, with even the scenario price getting a little bit lower there. But I think price could have some kind of reaction from that level. Let's come back to the present, which kind of would be somewhere aligned with this in this level. I mentioned as well that so I wanted to see price going a little bit higher, maybe reacting from that supply, and then going down and maybe filling out this compression. At this point, we have taken every single demand on the way up, right? So this lows took that one, this lows on the way down took that one, this one's already taken that one, this one took that one, and eventually we are going to go down. In terms of supplies as well, this one has taken that one. There's maybe a little bit of a fresh level in here that price didn't took it, and in here price retraced and it took that one, right? So this could have been the entry on the euro after we break these lows, retesting that level. I like to see that move, as I mentioned, retrace, go down and do something like this, which is maybe something similar that can happen on the Dow Jones with this high, right? So we create a high in here, we even pause it in there, create a double top, price just goes up, turns and goes down. So yeah, but meanwhile it has been super rangy. It was not actually kind of explosion to the downside. They spent a lot of time around the key levels during this week. It's actually a nice compression there. Yeah, so this has been the euro. I could see price going down. I could see eventually price to fill out this compression in here. Now, of course, this is the next low that we would like to see being taken. Taken in there, price respected. Yeah. Is there any scenario that price could still go higher before kind of go down? Maybe somewhere in there. Maybe you could see that happening. Eventually, not sure if there's anything in here that price could go to. Yeah. So bigger picture, I would like to see euro going higher. Maybe for the end of the month or somewhere in December. I don't know when. But maybe next week or the first few days of the week, maybe you could see euro actually going down first, until maybe somewhere in there or somewhere in there. Yeah, looking bearish. Are you talking about euro now? Yeah. Yeah, even in a slow market and a slow kind of week, there were still some good opportunities in here maybe to look for. I've been super busy. I haven't really got the time, or I've been a little bit distracted from the market this week, which it's kind of something new to me, to be honest. But yeah, I need to be focused. I need to be a little bit more focused during the week to capitalize on the moves when they happen. But yeah, so euro, I could see price going. I like this level. Eventually, price can even go a little bit farther below, and maybe even taking even more of it and go even further down. Yeah, maybe somewhere in there could be an option. Maybe eventually this level is not as good as maybe as I thought it would be. But yes, so this one could be the first level. Then eventually price can actually even go all the way down, and this actually could be all the compression at this point created, and price could eventually go and fill this space. Yeah, there's maybe something in here. I have this rectangle in there. There's maybe something in there that price could go to. And it may make better sense than actually stopping in there. Yeah, and that would be the dollar index to go higher. So yeah, maybe something like this, for example, go higher. I do like these highs in here. I would love to see these highs being taken. Just why not? Why not going one last time to the upside before dropping? Yeah, why not? That would be a good thing. And then yes, then just drop and whatever, do the move. Let me see. Yeah, on the 4-hour time frame looks a good level. Let me see on the daily. Not so much. Yeah, on the 4-hour or 1 hour, it looks like a good level to me. Yeah, why not? We'll see. This is one to keep an eye on. Set up an alert in there. Yeah, so this is euro. Yeah, the upside on the euro, that as I mentioned, I think it's a little bit more for the in the bigger picture. Like I'm just talking regarding where these walls are coming from and reacting from. It's more of, is this the final destination from these walls? Like, is this the final target for kind of these buyers? Is it going to be in here? I would personally, I think I would like to see euro going a little bit higher. Maybe not even reacting from here, or even looking at maybe targeting somewhere, something a little bit even above it. That's my question. Oh, that's my view. Actually, looking at the weekly, this looks a really nice zone, so it makes completely sense. I don't remember if I had seen this level on the weekly, because it's actually a nice kind of supply level on the weekly level, on the weekly time frame, and none of these highs reacted from there. So it actually makes sense looking at that, which is also aligned with this left shoulder back in 2014. It's actually a good level, to be honest. It actually is a good important zone in there on the euro. So yeah, actually it's a good level. We'll see. Pound. Yeah, pound was another one. I was looking more to the upside. On the pound, in this case, it actually reacted really nicely from the supply level, that from the zone that I was looking for. None of these highs actually reacted from there. And yeah, again, with the fast move up during the news, it went there, it reacted. It's obvious that it's still fresh, there's this supply, because none of this reacted from there, and that's done. And this was the next demand zone that is still fresh in here after this move up. Personally, then could see maybe price feeling something until the next level of this support resistance level. But for now, price did created this demand, price respected it, and it's slowly moving to the downside as well, right? So yesterday it spent a lot of time in here. Yeah, man, when this could have been a good short, I have to admit. I got a little bit pound yesterday played with me, I have to admit that. I was looking for the sell. What I saw was price breaking this low. I like to see the breaks of structure even before I'm about to enter. So I saw price breaking this low. I was looking for the sell. I had this level in here identified. This is actually a nice supply level. Even though we didn't really break this demand zone on a bigger picture, as I mentioned, I could still see some reaction. Then I did like the approach, and I saw this will be taken. Then, yeah, extended. This is a nice zone in there. And when price created that high, I was looking for price to retrace in there. So I was looking for a sell somewhere in here. I wanted to see price kind of coming all the way back to this level. I noticed this level in here. That's what I was looking for, the sell. But I was looking for the sell in there when price actually did this. I wanted this high to get close to that level. My first target will be actually this demand zone that is in here, with my kind of next target somewhere below, because kind of this is already an engulf down for me, and I would like to see price eventually going further down, and we have this demand and eventually maybe going there. However, when price actually moved in here, price got short, didn't really reacted from the level I wanted, which is eventually top in the future. So when price didn't reacted from here, of course I didn't manage to get short, because price didn't go there, and it reached my first target, right? It reached my first target in here, and because of that, for me, automatically, just on what I'm seeing in here, it closed the space that I wanted to see as first target, even though, again, I'm still aware of this one. However, at this point, I don't really want to... I lost my interest on looking for the sell at the extreme again. Yeah, then price still continued to respect demand, then went up again. Again, in here, didn't really reacted from the next level. And then yes, then we did broke the low, but at this point, to be honest, I was not looking at I was not looking at the market at this point when price finally got there after breaking this wall. Yeah, I was looking for the trade somewhere in there. I think it was around 12 or whatever it would be in the UK. Yeah, 11, something like that. I don't remember. It was in the morning still. Yeah, so I didn't really took any short, even though price eventually reacted from where I wanted, but the price that I was looking for immediately as a first target, it was not there anymore. So yeah, I ended up not taking the trade. Maybe price now is free to just continue to go down. Yeah, so that was my thought process on all this. Yeah, pound looks bearish. Looking at the pound, I do like where it reacted from. I can still see maybe this level as being an interesting zone if price does want to go a little bit higher and react from. It looks nice as well. But yes, I do like this level, and that's why actually I was more looking for sales on the pound than on the euro. On the other hand, on the pound, I'm still kind of aware of that level a little bit above it. A little bit above this one. Yeah, we do have the supply level. That's where price reacted from as well. But I think there's something in there a little bit above it that price can still go to. Yeah, kind of reacted from here. I don't know if there's something in there that price can still go to a little bit higher than this one. So we may get the risk of being faked out. But so far, this could have been a good sell actually. Yeah, well, it is what it is. And actually, if you do analyze what we have in here, it's actually a nice move as well from these lows. So yeah, more room to the downside. Yep, I could see that happening. Now this is the new low that would be nice to see being taken. Price reaching or reacting then close to this previous level of support resistance. It can be interesting. We may have all this compression at this point, so we kind of almost can draw those kind of rectangles that I like to draw it as zones. Just delete everything else. Yeah, so looking for price to get to this extreme and then make a decision, either breaks it and then opens the door to go further down, or respect it and just continues to go higher. So it's going to be interesting to see what price is going to do in between these levels to look for. Yeah, but nice reaction in there on the pound. You wanted to take a look at pound yen, all right? What are you looking for on pound yen? Any key levels? This is one that stood out for me. At this point, we can see all this big compression on the way up, which has been quite interesting. Prices took this demand zone in here. It's moving higher. I would like price at this point reacted perfectly to this left shoulder, but I would like to see price maybe backing out this high and getting closer to that demand, not demand, to the supply level, somewhere in there. On the other hand, personally, I'm not sure if this is how this is an engulf down, if this is compressed, and if this high in here is already kind of an engulf to the upside, showing indication that price may wants to go a little bit higher. This was a nice reaction, a nice demand where this was reacted from. So that may have reached its target. If you take a look at everything that's going on in here, this could work as a target personally. But let's see. As a target that maybe price wants to go a little bit higher before maybe going to the downside. In the bigger picture. Is this high reacting already from a good level, or does price wants to go a little bit higher? If price does want to go a little bit higher, this actually could be a good level for price maybe to eventually continue to go and go and go, right? We just took this kind of 1, 2 triple low, which is quite nice. Price spiked, reacted. It's kind of in this compression, but if you do have that momentum to the upside, there's a chance that maybe we can actually maybe continue the move upwards. Yeah, there is that chance. Personally, I'm not sure if this is the final destination from this move up, which I could see price going a little bit higher, maybe taking this high here. This high already took the demand, so you could look for the next level for the pound yen to go to. Now, in the smaller time frame, there's definitely still some fresh levels somewhere in here that can hold price down, and this is a nice demand zone, as you mentioned there on the 4-hour. Price may wants to go a little bit lower towards that level. That's what I'm looking for, somewhere in here. If you do kind of manage to move away from this with a good momentum, that may be interesting to see. Yeah. What's your bias on the bigger picture? Are you looking for much higher, or are you looking now for just next week to look for sales because of this strong compression? Now, how do you combine all this information with the other currencies? Looking this maybe continuation to the upside on the pound yen, it will mean pound dollar maybe it'll continue to go a little bit higher, or it's going to be more determined by the strength on the yen pairs. Right, question mark is in there as well. I can see this compression as well, like price could easily just go to the opposite and just fill out this price to downside with this compression. At this point, I still don't really see a break of the low in there. Maybe actually it was yesterday. We may haven't broken this low in here. Maybe. Price reacted straight away from the next level. Aside from that, price is literally respecting the lows. And even maybe the demand at the lows is still fresh. So even if you do break, or if you go to the downside, and you feel all this compression to the downside, there's maybe the chance that price may still kind of pause in here and may go to go higher from there. So yeah, even that scenario can still be a possibility. Yeah, something to keep an eye on. For example, not from here, but maybe, as I mentioned, maybe go a little bit higher, react from that level, fake out these guys, react from there, and maybe go down. Yeah. Combined with the indices, how pound yen and the indices. I don't really see the correlation there. My mind doesn't really go there at this point. Yeah, indices more for the dollar, even maybe gold, maybe of course euro dollar in the other side. Yeah, pound yen I don't really go there straight away. Yeah, so we will see. Yeah, maybe having a look as well at the other yen pairs, maybe see some more move to the upside. So for example, take a look at this dollar yen. So this was a zone that we discussed about last week. It was one of the levels that I wanted to see price reacting from. Somewhere in here below this low. Again, bigger picture. Is this the final destination from the highs? Are we going to see price going a little bit more further down? Maybe actually reacting from this level in here. That this demand is also fresh, because this will never really touch it. So that's a good question mark. But for now, it's a good level to see some retracement. Should we look then maybe for price to go all the way here and then make a decision if it's going to continue to go up or down? We do have this double top. Price took the demand. Again, it's another pair that has been kind of ranging throughout these last 3 days. It's actually quite nice to see how price actually moved away, how it creates all these lows just to react then straight into the demand and then go higher. Even in these kind of small behaviors within the ranges, the kind of tricks that they try to play in order to accumulate liquidity is just funny to see. yeah, are we going to go, are you ready to go a little bit higher? Are we going to have a little bit of a deeper retrace to the upside? That would be maybe the pound yen to go higher as well. It was a nice money there actually. Yep. Next key level for me, it's going to be to see how price is going to behave somewhere in there. If you broke the high even on the way down, maybe. Is there anything else? Like this level could be somehow interesting. For price to maybe go there, fake out these guys, maybe have a good compression in there, maybe some kind of good approach until eventually go. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, at this point, like again, when price is approaching or a little bit in the middle, it's much easier to predict when price kind of is finally turning. At least for me, to identify really when price is maybe about to turn. In here, for me, it's kind of just it's going to be just a new range in here until maybe price will continue to go, down. Yeah, it's one of those ranges that are created in the middle for then price maybe to continue, maybe something similar to whatever happened in here, as price was kind of going up, right? Maybe price does need to create kind of those ranges in between until eventually continue, right? Price will not just continue like this, like it did in here, right? Price eventually pauses, price eventually kind of goes in between, creates a little bit of some range in here, some limit. It's going to play as many tricks as it can in order to collect the liquidity that you want to move eventually to the direction that it wants to move to. So yeah, so that's how I'm looking at this at this point. The euro yen, yep, all the way to the downside. Good reaction from that level. Again, is this the final destination? It's a good one. It may be a good one. Is price going to retrace all the way until there? We will see. This is a nice fake out. Price just took that left shoulder in there. This was actually a good opportunity yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Broke the lows, goes there, take the orders. So nice reaction from here. We do have this zone in there that is managing to hold price. So this can be enough to hold price in there, continue to push price to the downside. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, interesting to see. Good behavior all around. So you want to pay attention to those walls being taken. This one in there. Yeah, we'll see. Again, for me, in the middle, there's maybe more opportunities to look for more sales, more buys, whatever it may be. Yeah, nothing much. I want to see price close to the extremes. I want to see price evolving a little bit and show indication of where it wants to go, next, just like it did in here. By breaking this low, starting to show indication where it wants to go next. Then it's just a question mark of where is that reaction going to be. I was actually looking a little bit higher. Price just reacted from that level. You want to see those things. That's what you want to try to pay attention to. Aussie. We took these highs, right? That was a natural zone to take. Price kind of still range a little bit in there. There's something in here where price is reacting to. I was looking for price to go a little bit above to actually kind of react close to this previous level of demand that was completely broken on the way down, and the high in here, it never really kind of got there, so it kind of was shy in that regard. However, price is indeed reacting from from that level that we have in here. It's a little bit visible then when you go down. It's a nice level in there, just above the highs. I would like to still see price going a little bit above it. Again, similar as I mentioned last week, I mentioned that, right? I mentioned that I would like to see some kind of reversal to downside on Euro, Pound, Aussie, mostly, to fuel that compression that was created as price was going upwards. Aussie actually it's one of the ones that moved the most to the downside. It filled that range. There is a potential that price can still maybe even go a little bit farther down, but so far this is a nice reaction because this was one of the last supply levels that was still fresh on the way down, and actually a nice reaction from that level. You see that price still reacted a little bit in here, but then that's where it reacted now. Price went up, reacted. It may continue to go down. Maybe paying attention to that level. It can even go a little bit higher. There's maybe some orders in there. Eventually, I would like to see how it's going a little bit closer to these highs. So yeah, so maybe somewhere in there. So maybe a little bit more orders in there, which yeah, everything has been spiked literally on the way down. This was one of the last ones. Just took it, dropped, create new supply in there. And it dropped. Strong compression. Then dropped to the downside. Yeah, hopefully we'll see it going a little bit higher. Yeah, nothing much actually to add. Almost all the same. To be honest, even this Aussie end, like it's been just in this range all this time. For sure, maybe if you go into the lower time frame, maybe find something, but it has been just within here for so long. All this moving here, it was nice to see. Nice reaction as well from these lows. Everything in here is just yeah. I haven't even looked at it or spent time looking at it for a long time. Euro Pound is one that is quite nice. It was one of the, it was a big miss actually from here. Again, if you just follow what price, the information that price is giving us. So as price is going up, as I mentioned, I love to see. Yeah, hey trading box, how are you, man? Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the CAD, at the dollar CAD next time. It was a great entry, to be honest. I think you priced, maybe you have used the trading box like the KM pattern that you use. But even if you look at the price action in there, it was actually quite nice during the news. We'll take a look at it just next. It's going to be the next pair after this Euro Pound. Euro Pound. Yeah, so nice reaction from there. As I mentioned, I like to see lows being broken on the way up, just like it happened in here, and even better if those lows, they are not reacting from the next level of structure, which kind of, just looking at this 1 hour time frame, it will be somewhere in here, right? So there is space. At this point we know there is space, and you want to start identifying that level. Okay, price then still respects, you break the highs, it goes up, and finally, again, these highs didn't really reach this final destination. We actually just broke these highs, to be honest. And it's actually a nice, a natural move that we see happening quite often, is when we do break highs that doesn't really reach the final destination. Kind of final destination need to be somewhere in here. We see that high being broken, and then natural move to do is for price to go down, retrace, and take actually the low that kind of created this move, right? Like this last low that created the break of the high on the left side. We can just go there, fake out that low, and then just carry on. We're literally just taking stop losses from these guys. Price still respects a little bit, and then just move up, and we have our first engulf down. So this one is an engulf down. Again, engulf down, but where to, right? So it actually reacted from this level of support resistance. which is a natural zone to react to. But on the other hand, when price then kind of goes down, and if you look at this one, you see that actually price from this candle, from this move to the upside, didn't react from the next level, but it reacted from the previous level on the left side. So if you wanted, you could actually try to attempt for longs in here, because this is actually a valid zone to look for longs. Yes, so first low is broken, price continues to go higher, even break this one again. And then we have the next zone, right? So we have now this demand that actually goes all the way up. We finally reach that level on the left side, and you have the break of low. This is a really important break of a low in there. And there you go. Price just retraced. For some reason, there's some kind of a gap in here. On the 1 time frame, my price actually touched that level. On the 30 minutes, it doesn't. Whatever. Nice touch from this extreme. Really nice touch. Again, as we go up, price even managed to break this wall on the way up. A good sign as well. Right? Then the price just go up, 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 up. Now this becomes kind of that pattern that I mentioned that I like to see. Kind of something like this. Price goes up, it goes down, pauses in the middle, goes down, and then it just takes these highs in here, which is literally this one. And yeah, the rest is kind of history. At this point, your target, because we have the confirmation. 1 second. We are using this target, this one in here is a confirmation downside, and then we actually are already using the second confirmation in here. So your target actually could be all the way to the next level. Yeah, maybe if you want, you can of course target first the money in here, target one, but then you kind of can go all the way down. If you don't even believe that this is going to hold, maybe you can actually target something in here as a break. With the scenario that maybe actually price actually can go even further down. We'll see, because this one already took that one. This one for me actually already took this one. So there's even the chance we can go further down. However, we do have this demand in here, and this is important. So be careful with that level. But this could definitely work as a target from this zone in here, if you manage to hold it all the way down. Yeah, so Euro Pound. Actually, it was one of the best trading opportunities for this week, with confirmation and so on that we had in here. So yeah, next maybe destination somewhere in there could be a good key level to look for. Yeah, maybe taking this low in here into the next level. So you are long from the KM zone, right? Trading box. On the 16th, right? Was it during the CPI data that they announced? Was it from that level? Now, personally, as I mentioned before, so it was a nice reaction from that level. Personally, for me, I was looking for price to go a little bit further down. So price indeed respected, kind of created this double bottom in there with still respecting that high. I was looking for price to actually go a little bit further down and take it. It didn't happen. It hasn't happened yet. So that's okay. And it actually, during this news, after especially the break of this one, maybe this is the KM that you are talking about. Maybe that's the one that you are looking for, that you traded. It was a really good one, to be honest. And one of the things that I liked the most, it was actually during the CPI data that we had in here. Now, I think I checked already with other brokers or price data that to make sure if indeed, where are we? If this high had broken or not, this one. I think on mine, it may have taken by a pip or fraction of a pip. If it did, it would be even a great confirmation. Yeah, that one. Because the way I would look at it is we do have this. This is the demand. This is the new demand zone. And what I like to see is, come on, be precise, Pedro. Stop it. Okay, somewhere in there. And this one. Yeah, what I like to see is exactly something like this, right? As you create the walls, we have kind of the demand at the bottom, and we create then a second demand in here after maybe price already broke some kind of event here. And from here, I want to see this demand being respected and price going higher, breaking some kind of important high on the left side. And then eventually price will retrace and it's going to fake out this demand, especially if you already have kind of a double low aligned with this, as we have in here. It's going to fake out. What I see is that unfortunately, price may not touch the demand zone in here and literally just fake out the low as it happened in here. Can be a pip, can be whatever it may be, and goes up after that. So there's not really the necessity for price to touch this demand from what I've seen. I've been missing way too many trades by waiting for price to touch actually the kind of the demand zone. Price doesn't, it just takes this low and then reverses. So yeah, I no longer really need for price to touch this level before I go long. But yes, this is for news event. This is amazing. It's exactly what a level that I like to see. So kind of have that low being created. Kind of we have our first demand, price goes up, it creates kind of this second level, price eventually goes up. We have this first high in here, and maybe we have some other important highs in here. So these are the two levels that maybe are nice to see being taken. These are the two demands basically that I'm looking for. Maybe the first one within this level, and then maybe the next one within this level. This demand in here eventually is going to play out as left shoulder. So extend it. What I want to see is price kind of going down, respecting this demand zone, spiking again, maybe taking this guy now, and now when it retraces, it's going to do this. Right? Maybe you can find the opportunity after you finally break this high. Now you are fresh to go and confirmation to look for longs. Maybe price doesn't really retrace, just goes through, or it may still respect this level for your entry. But yes, this low, which is kind of the important thing in there, it may not touch the demand zone that we have in here. It may just fake out this low and it goes higher. It's exactly what we have in here, and it's exactly something that I love to see happening as price is evolving away from the lows. I love to see that one happening, and I see that happening quite a lot. Yeah, that's perfect. And then of course after that, especially if you do already have some kind of break of a high in here, this is already great confirmation. So it will be some kind of low already here on the left side that it was already being taken in there. Yeah, something in here, this one already opening the door, which the price wants to go higher. And there you go. Now I have this level. You can go, if you want, can maybe target something in here. For example, this level could be definitely first target, but you can try to attempt to look for a bigger move, because after the break of this high, for example, yeah, maybe this one would be the next level to look for, or maybe you can even carry on and maybe target something else even more on the left side, right? So this is how you can play with it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite kind of price action to look for the entry. Yeah, I just love that one. And then in the future, this one, because we just fake out this guy, this can actually work quite nicely as a future KM zone still, somewhere in there, something like this. And right, this one can be used now as a left shoulder. Maybe now have some kind of demand zone being created in here. Do that in red. We may have some kind of demand zone being created in here, which hopefully this will, as price is moving away, this is going to touch it in there, and that could be your first entry. But by any chance, if price just moves away and never really touch this level, that for the future can be a really good zone as well to attempt to look for a potential long from that level. So it depends, if when price is moving away, does it touch in there or not? Hopefully it does, because this is usually where I'm trying to look for the entry, or I actually just place a buy limit, a buy stop straight away. As soon as price maybe breaks the high that I want to see being taken, I'm long, and I don't really need to retrace anymore. I don't really want to miss that move if you do have this kind of PI around this level. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Great catch if you did catch that that one at KM level. Really good trade. Really good trade indeed. What we had in here afterwards is exactly a little bit again. So price then eventually broke this high. This is again an engulf to the upside, and we did have this demand zone still fresh, because this will never touch that level. I think on a bigger time frame you can see it. Maybe not on 1 hour. Some kind of time frame, I think we could see that. I don't know which one it is, but I did see that level. Yeah, kind of on 5 minutes maybe. You do have this demand zone. That this wall didn't really touch it. Yeah, more room to the upside. We could be. We have this level in here. Are you going to respect it? Are you going to go down? Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the dollar is going to do as well, to see what's going on. I still literally have an eye on that level, but maybe price now is going to go maybe eventually all the way until here in the future. Is price get ready to retrace all the way until there? Maybe. Where is your target? Trading box, you have a target for this one? Are you still long? Yeah, you're still long, right? The way you said it, it looks like you're still long. What's your target? Is there anything in here that can hold price? Yeah, you closed target 1, right? Yeah, target 1 was good. Yeah, somewhere in there. I would look for targets in there as well. I'm even look for a target 1 somewhere in here before that. And you can see like a zone that should have been respected, kind of on the way down, and you can see how then is respected on the way up. Right, it's another topic that we have been talking over and over again during the stream. Is there something in here after this big drop that can hold price? So price already took this supply level in there. I was looking for maybe this supply level. Is price reacting from there? Yep, there you go. Yeah, that's what I was looking for when price actually created that level. After the CPI, I was looking actually for that high to go and react from there. Yeah, I think I remember that I was looking for a short in here. If that high had retraced a little bit more, that's where I was looking for the short. Price kind of just paused in here at these guys. Yeah, because this level was still fresh. It reacted now. Okay, it may hold price. It may be enough for price to go down. Retesting this low as well. Maybe not. Yeah, let's see. That's good reaction from there. Yeah. Then is there anything else somewhere above it? Not really sure. Fresh supply, is it the fresh supply? Is it this one, or is fresh supply even higher? Yeah, it could be. Personally, I do like this level. If by any chance the price was any interest in reversing, this could be the good level in here. I'm not sure if you do break above this level, if there's anything in here that actually can then kind of turn it and maybe go to all the way until there. So yeah, just a matter of how price is going to open next on Monday to see it. But yeah, but this may be kind of at accumulation phase, and price may want to go higher. Origin of the spike down, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, good trade. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. To finalize with these Forex pairs, taking a look at the dollar franc Swiss. Again, that's actually where I was looking for longs when price was here. Right. Yeah, so when price kind of moved all the way down, I have been always keeping an eye on this demand level. That's where I was looking for longs that I was targeting. Price didn't really reacted from there. It just reacted a little bit from the level of support resistance, kind of previous resistance that becomes support in here. As you can see, we had all these highs in here. We had again all these highs in here, and that's where price reacted from, and left this demand zone behind, right? So it never touched the demand, and eventually that's exactly where price reacted to this week, right? So now we took these lows, that low in there, and straight into that fresh demand that you're aiming for, and the zone that we talked about last week. You see a potential reaction from there, right? So, and the approach as well, the approach alone, it was nice. Kind of price was pretending to be respecting that low for a while, until again during the PPI, I believe last Tuesday, we had that spike down and price just reversed. After that, there was a similar KM zone. A trading box took it on the arcade. There was a similar kind of KM on this dollar franc Swiss. We have kind of those lows in there. We kind of managed to break a little bit of this structure in here, and there you go. And we had that reaction from here. After that, price has been just moving upwards. Some reaction here initially. I'm looking for price to go a little bit higher, personally, on this dollar franc Swiss. Maybe targeting somewhere in there could be an option to see how price now is going to react from this level. So we'll see. But yeah, that level that we have been looking for quite a while. Nice reaction, right? Again, key levels where price likes to react from: support, resistance, and then if price does react from the support, resistance, there's going to be, it means that kind of the demand that actually originated this breakthrough is still fresh, and all of a sudden we now have some kind of low to be used as fake out after price reacts from there, and we can now look for that fake out of that low. If by any chance, if price does the opposite, it may react first from the demand and doesn't really react from this level of support resistance, that's maybe then when price goes up. Now there's no need maybe to fake out this low, and price can just kind of react from this level and go higher. So it just depends kind of which level is price reacts first or not. If it is SR, maybe there's a fake out to occur. If it is the demand, maybe then price can just kind of respect the high without faking out the low. And you'll see that happening many times when price just reacts first from the SR and then eventually in the future goes there just to take and react from the demand. And then that can work as another information, right? Because now in reality we are indeed reacting from the demand, but on the other hand we actually broke the low, right? And breaking the low can give information that maybe price actually is interested in continue to move to the downside, but of course it can retrace from the demand first, go wherever it needs to be before maybe now following through with the indication that we got in here that price wants to go down. So yeah, price is giving us all those clues. We just need to try to understand them as we go along with it. So yeah, nice reaction. Price can go up eventually and I mentioned that last week, I believe. I did a higher time frame analysis actually from the daily time frame on the dollar franc Swiss. If eventually do break kind of below this demand, kind of below this low, how this looks a little bit compressed to me, and there's a high probability that maybe can go maybe all the way actually down. We'll see. There's, of course, it's not going to happen next week, next few days. This can be just the same way that all this move we took from July until almost 1 year, somewhere in here. It can be a long-term play for the dollar franc Swiss. But yes, if we do break that level, we may enter into the compression level that maybe it price to go higher. Of course, there is maybe some demands in there that may be still fresh along the way. So yeah, it's not going to be just a straight move down, but maybe you'll see price eventually go further down. Again, where price is reacting from at this point from the highs, it's a perfect level to see that happening. Yeah, that's basically it for Forex as well. We might take a look at oil. What is oil doing? Nice reaction from the demand level in here. So that's a beautiful reaction. We did break this high in here, which can be a good indication, even though we kind of still respected that level. Personally, in terms of oil, and I've been mentioning that for a while, first of all, it reached one of the first targets that I've been talking about since we are moving to the downside, which would be kind of testing this key level in here. So that is done, but eventually I wouldn't be surprised if you get closer to this somewhere in there, right? So maybe to the 70s, 70 mark, $71 dollars. Yeah. However, we do have a little bit of a move higher in here. All this zone in here for me is important. This level is a good decision making in there. We have this previous level support resistance. Nice reaction from the fresh demand zone at these lows. So let's see how price is going to react. If by any chance we go a little bit more to the downside, personally, I would like to see price taking this low. After price takes this low, maybe okay, we are free to go wherever you want to go to the upside, but for now I'd like to see price taking this low at 73.93 before the major maybe reversal, whatever it may be there. Yeah, that's oil. It's a nice reaction. Let's see how price is going to break this level. Yeah, that's basically it in terms of BTCs and Ethereum. Nothing much happened during this week. Again, key point to look at is this that BTC has already reacted from the demand zone in here and then moves higher, and then maybe can still go a little bit one more time in here, maybe continue, or it's actually going to break the low. However, Ethereum is actually still reacting in the middle, and all that information is actually interesting to see, right? You can see that it's reacting from this demand zone, but the demand that actually the lows from the 9th of November, they are still fresh. There's maybe a chance that Ethereum could go a little bit further down before that. For example, yep. So Bitcoin has taken this demand, and Ethereum is reacting from this demand created on the 14th, on 14. BTC is again reacted from this demand, but it hasn't reacted from this demand. So maybe by the time that maybe BTC is going to go down and maybe react from this demand, it may be the case when Ethereum now is going to go down and now react from this demand. So yeah, just interesting. Again, they are super correlated, but they not always react or are reacting from the same zones, which we can take information based on the zones that they're reacting to and start making some predictions. Yeah, so that's actually a nice, interesting thing to see. So, yep. Yeah, so let's see what's going to happen in here after that catastrophe week with the FTX. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen in there. And yeah, guys, that's basically it for me today. It's 2 p.m. It's basically almost 2 hours of a stream. I went through basically every single pair that I look at. There's a potential to see dollar to go higher, maybe before then resuming the move to downside, which means euro maybe going a little bit further down, or maybe to go a little bit further down. Higher time frame, I'm still looking euro to go higher. Again, the Dow Jones that we actually did a deep analysis in there, there's a potential for a short in there as well. Overall, eventually I kind of still see the S&P and the NASDAQ to go higher, but that maybe just later on. And yeah, it's November. Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving Day for any American forward that I may have. Happy Thanksgiving Day. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do it, and I'll keep sharing content. I'll keep providing with any zones that I'm looking for. And yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time, which is going to be Tuesday, the 22nd of November. And of course, the World Cup is about to start, so I do like football. And yeah, I'll be watching football along the way as well. And yeah, good luck to everyone. Of course, I want Portugal to win. We'll see if we do manage to have a good tournament or not. You guys, see you next time. Obrigado.